Have you ever stopped to think about your brain? Really think about it. It's not just an organ, right? It's your own personal, incredibly complex universe. A whole cosmos of thoughts and memories and dreams, all packed inside your head. And the scale is just mind-boggling. We're talking 86 billion cells, each one a tiny spark, all coming together in this silent, perfectly choreographed dance before we even take our first breath. That's where your story, where you, truly began.
So what if we could actually get our hands on the original blueprint for that creation? A map that shows how every single connection was first made, how every pathway was laid down. Well, a massive breakthrough from Duke NUS might have just given us exactly that.
So, say hello to the Brainstem Map. This was just published on November 3rd, 2025. And believe me, this isn't just another scientific study. It's the first ever complete single-cell atlas of the developing human brain. To put that in perspective, it's like we just found the master architectural plans for the most complex structure in the known universe.
So, what we're going to do is count down the 5 most mind-blowing revelations this map has unlocked. And this isn't just about brains in general. This is about the very origins of you.
All right, let's kick things off with revelation number 5, the unseen architects. It's time to meet the incredible and frankly often overlooked cast of characters that build our minds completely from scratch.
Okay, get this. By just the 8th week of development, when an embryo is barely the size of a raspberry, the brainstem map shows that over 100 distinct, specialized cell types are already hard at work. This even includes newly found pioneer cells, whose only job is to forge the very first pathways. It's a cellular symphony, a total explosion of diversity that lays the foundation for every single thought we will ever have.
You know, we all hear about neurons. They're the stars of the show, firing off all those signals. But what this map reveals is that the real heroes are the glial guardians. And here's the crazy part. They outnumber neurons 10 to 1. They aren't just a support crew, no way. They are the architects, literally building the scaffolding and sculpting the neural pathways that let the stars do their thing.
So, we have all these raw materials, but how did they come together to build the actual city? Well, that brings us to revelation number 4, a journey of truly epic proportions, the Great Migration. I want you to picture this. Every single neuron in your cortex goes on this incredible journey. It's born deep inside the developing brain. Then it has to travel along these complex cellular highways, navigating a super dense and constantly changing landscape just to get to its final destination. And once it arrives, it plugs itself into the network it will be a part of for the rest of your life.
And here's where things get both beautiful and a little bit terrifying. The brainstem map shows the incredible precision this all requires. One single neuron takes one wrong turn, and that can mean a lifetime is rewired. The consequences of these tiny little journeys are just absolutely profound.
Now this unbelievably intricate structure is so much more than just biology. It is the foundation of who we are. So revelation number 3 shows us how our very identity is built, layer by painstaking layer.
So, your cerebral cortex, the wrinkly outer part of your brain, it's organized into 6 distinct layers, and each one has a specific job. You've got some handling raw sensory input, others processing all that information, and then the outermost layers? Well, that's where our most complex functions come from. Our abstract thoughts, our personality, our very sense of self. These aren't just layers of tissue. They hold our capacity for everything: language, love, you name it. The map also gives us this amazing, unprecedented look at how our brain's 2 halves, the hemispheres, start to go their separate ways. And this isn't some mistake. It's asymmetry by design. For the very first time, the map actually reveals the specific genetic triggers that kick this whole split off. It's this precisely orchestrated divergence that creates that unique blend of talents that makes you, you. Okay, so now let's zoom out. Way, way out, and see just how deep our history really runs. This brings us to revelation number 2. We're going from our personal blueprint to the blueprint of life itself. We're talking about our ancestral echoes. So here's a wild thought for you. The construction of our brain isn't an entirely new project. The brainstem map reveals that the genetic scripts, the instructions guiding this whole development, are ancient. They've been passed down and fine-tuned over millions of years of evolution. You can literally see these whispers of our ancestors in our own development. The basic wiring plans laid down in ancient fish. The frameworks for social complexity
expanded in our primate relatives. And then, finally, that explosion in cortical development gave rise to human consciousness. It's like your own individual brain development is a speed run through the entire history of life on Earth.
And all of that brings us to the number one revelation. Because this map, it's not just about understanding the past, it is about healing the future. This is about decoding future cures.
For the first time ever, we can actually see the precise cellular moments where development can go off track. The map pinpoints the specific cell types and the specific migration periods where tiny glitches can create what scientists call a vulnerability vortex, which can potentially lead to conditions like autism spectrum disorders or schizophrenia.
But here is the really crucial part. Understanding where a problem starts is the most critical step to solving it. So this map doesn't just show us what can go wrong, it gives us a detailed guide for how we might start to make it right. We're shifting the focus from just managing symptoms to actually understanding the root cause.
Just imagine this: being able to pinpoint the exact cellular origin of a condition and then designing a targeted medicine for that specific cell type, and then guiding therapies that could actually help repair or restore function at the most fundamental level. This is the brand new therapeutic horizon that the brainstem map is opening up for all of us. You know, in the end, this is so much more than just a scientific achievement. It's a map that gets to the very core of our humanity. It helps explain the beautiful diversity of the human mind, why we all think, feel, dream, and endure in our own completely unique ways.
So what we have is an atlas of our shared biological past and a blueprint of our individual present, which leaves us with one final, profound question. Now that we can read this map of our past, how will we choose to use it to write our future?